We got more Robby Gordon on tap for today. This is the last race of the regular season before the chase for the Sprint Cup begins. We've completed 25 races. I've won 24 of them, and only won 3 poles. Bask in the magnificence of my point advantage, which is 385 points. Greg Biffle can't do squat about that point advantage right now. We're also going to have a very comedic amount of bonus points because we have 24 wins. Yeah, so we're probably going to start the chase with like a 100-point advantage or something crazy. Still a close fight for second. It could actually be any of the top 5. Top 10, pretty fair, pretty normal. Marcos, though, running 10th. This race is a last chance for a lot of these people who are right on the edge of making the chase. My personal hope goes to Travis Pastrana. I'd love to have that 6th car in the chase, because other than Robby Gordon, he's the only other stupid, dumb option that is not a real driver from the 2013 season. From there, last time out at Atlanta, David Reagan finished like 40th or something. There's not even a mathematical chance he's going to make the chase. I think it's 105 points right now. 109, actually, between him and 20th. No chance. Joe Nemechek for Nemco, still sucking. As I mentioned, this is the last race of the regular season. Race after this begins the chase for the Sprint Cup. In reality, this race was the site of Spingate, which, as you know, was a big cheating scandal among Michael Waltrip Racing and also Penske Racing, Front Row Motorsports. It was a big thing. More than one team trying to cheat at once with different agendas. It was a total mess. Point being, I don't think we're going to see anything quite so stupid in this race. Now, the spring race in this playthrough saw some dumb stuff. Joe Nemechek trying to wall me coming off turn 2. Actually, not just trying, but successfully walled me coming off turn 2, which is why I then went and performed a wholesale dumping. But anyway, this race is not very important for me, but it's very, very important for a lot of people.
Hey, I don't want to add any pressure on you, buddy, but this race is your last chance of making it into the chase this season. So go out there and give it your best shot.
We have absolutely nothing to do because we have a 385-point advantage on second.
The further up the field you are, the less cars you have to pass during the race. So go earn yourself a good spot in the pack.
I don't think I did very good at qualifying here in the spring, and I expect the same thing here. Anyway, we're going to have one lap to maybe do decent. Not really all that concerned about starting position because it really doesn't matter. It didn't even matter at Watkins Glen where I thought it would matter. 20.96, come on, KFB. That is insanity. I'm not even making this corner. Ain't happening, Mama Jamma. All right, so this lap will put a lap on the board. It is not pole. It is 26th.
You know what you're doing. Come on, fight that wheel.
I'd love an inside line starting position, though, so let's just not botch turn 1. There we go, did pretty good. Well, not very good, but I did better. Did not screw up this end either. Did better.
Okay.
21st, bottom line. Thank God.
It's not too bad. You got a lot to do on race day, but I got faith in you, buddy.
Oh, I actually forgot to mention this. The setup that I ran for that qualifying run is the same setup that I raced on in the spring, so maybe it was kind of a bad idea that I qualified on a race setup. Kyle Busch on pole with a 20.96. That is just ungodly fast. Jeff Gordon outside pole, very close margin, 1/100th in qualifying. Top 10 again makes sense. That's been typical this season in qualifying. Travis Pastrana way out-qualified me in 15th. He's going to need to score a lot of points to try to get up into that chase grid. David Reagan doesn't even have a chance of making the chase now. We know that, but he does qualify all the way down to 30th, and I'll be keeping a spotlight on him all season because, other than me, he's the only other winner. And then Joe Nemechek, 40th, but the worst guy was Michael McDowell.
This one could put you in a chase, partner, but don't be thinking about that. Just go out there and drive it your way.
Welcome to tonight's coverage of the last race to see who makes the chase for the Sprint Cup. It's the Federated Auto Parts 400.
Mike, I think there's more drama in this race than maybe there is, maybe until we get to Homestead. Who's going to be in the chase? Who's going to make it? Who isn't? That's the big question tonight. It should be fun to watch.
There is so much riding on tonight's race because after tonight, only the top 10 in the Sprint Cup points plus the 2 winningest drivers in positions 11 through 20 will have a chance to win the Sprint Cup at the end of this season. And I like that we're going to settle this on a short track, the 3/4 mile here at Richmond. Well, let's find out who's in and who's out.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing on the 3/4 mile track, boys and girls. There's a few guys that can jump 10 Ks after this one. Let's be the
All right, really shoved it up in there. I think I also caught the cone. We doing 5 wide? They were at least doing 4. Put it up in there. Now, I'm not going to run into Travis during this race. That's the one spin-gatey thing I'm going to do. I'm going to change my driving style not to wreck the 6. I'm not going to cheat for him, but I'm also just not going to wreck him. Because right there, I just put him in the outside line, so I actually hurt him more than I helped him. But I didn't put the bumper to him. And for me, that is considered helping. 2177. Put it in there. We're doing 4. Oh, made it happen. Wonder if Travis got back in line. He did not. He is still up on the outside. Not good. Got to put it up in there.
Outside. Car inside, just looking.
They're clunking. They were clunking good on exit. Oh, Kyle Busch really chopped the nose right there. Doesn't matter. We're just so much faster that it really, really doesn't matter. Big dive on Big Daddy. He caught the wall a lot earlier than I thought he was going to. I figured he'd just lift instead of just step right on the throttle pedal where you're supposed to and just wall himself. So now begins the checkout phase of this race, and also the tire slidey phase. You know, it looks like I'm going to be able to pretty easily pull off a one-stop race by just coming in lap 40. If we get no cautions, which I'd be a little bit surprised if these AIs can go without a yellow. And I think my tires are good to make a one-stopper happen, because I'm almost a quarter of the way through the stint if I do pit on lap 40, and my tires are not a quarter of the way worn. You know, it's funny. While I'm way out in front of this field, just having myself a little Saturday night cruise, I bet right around 15th or so in this field is just a dogfight for those last few chase spots. It's once again showcasing the duality of man. Yeah, I've made it pretty far into this stint, and the tires are not wearing nearly as fast as I expected. I could very, very easily make a one-stop strategy work. In fact, I think I could pit on like lap 60. I don't want to go that far, but point being, you could stretch it that far, which I guess theoretically means I can pit lap 20. I wonder when the AIs are going to think about pitting. You know, if they're going to maybe try any types of strategy, or, wow, that's a wide angle. I don't know who that was. But somebody just went like 5 wide and clocked the wall really hard off too. See, every time I try to think about something smart, the AIs give me something that just knocks me right off my train of thought. Anyway, about the AI's pit strategy, I wonder if they're going to be dumb, try a double stop, or if they're going to try to be smart, maybe pit lap 20 and see if they can stretch it. Hey, look, it's Robby Gordon and Joe Nemechek at Richmond. Can't think of a better duo. This time I'm just going to get right up in front of him and just park it. Yep, can't do anything about it. See ya, Joe. Good luck with that whole NASCAR thing. We're almost halfway through a 40-lap stint, and my tires are nowhere near even halfway worn. So I'm actually making this stint happen really, really nicely. We have cars peeling off to pit. Okay, this race might have just got interesting because they might not have to pit again. And if they do pit again, they're just complete and total idiots. But I think we already knew that. But imagine if they're trying to short pit. That would be pretty darn cool. As I am just slopping this car everywhere. I've learned it's safer to pass singular, way, way slow lap cars by just jumping to their outside. I don't even think the AIs expect it. That is Joe Nemechek who pitted.
We're on the inside.
But don't ask me why. How often does somebody say, oh, I've just been lapped? Let me try pitting. By the way, this is the other car that pitted. That's Michael McDowell. Yeah, we got another car in the pits. That was David Rudeman.
Car in front's heading to the pit.
Car in front's heading to the pit. Whoa! David,
It's all clear, bud.
bit late on your signal right there. And you saw Scott Speed actually just faked David Rudeman out, even though David's already pitted. So this time he signals he's coming to the pits. Let's see if he actually does. Okay, yes, but Travis Quapple faked. And by the way, I don't think they actually have the ability to fake. If I had to guess, it's just the AI's not knowing how to come down pit road. Like they try to come down and then they just get scared by the fact that maybe they're coming in a little too fast. I can actually hear a slight ticking in the engine, which implies I've overheated it. Which it is up at about 250, so I am running the risk of losing power from it. I've actually already overheated it. So that probably means I'm just going to pit lap 40 and just call it a day at that point. Maybe take some tape off the front end, say screw it. And I'm still putting in some fast lap times. You can hear, though, in the engine that I have started to damage the thing a little bit. Although I've got a 9-second advantage, so if I come down pit road, I probably won't even lose 2 laps. I'll probably just lose 1 lap. You can see, though, the engine's pretty hot, though. 251. Yeah, got people pitting. Just jumping down in front of me. And the temp does spike at about 253. Although I am pitting this time. So I'm not going to be able to cause any more damage to this engine than this because I'm going to take some tape off. So let's see how pit road works here under green. Okay, let's see, everybody else signals down on the backstretch, so I'm going to try that, then brake right here. 40 mile an hour, and I did it. Took only 1 attempt, and I didn't screw it up. Taking tape off, though. I do have to repair that damage. Did screw up the engine pretty bad. All right, so here we come out of the pits, and we are going to cycle out 27th. 1 lap down, I killed the cone again. Stalled out Austin Dillon, and they are jamming back there. Keep my eyes on that engine temp. I gotta make sure I don't overheat it a bunch. So I'm gonna do some clutch and coast action. Try to get this thing cooled down. Because we're still up at about 250. I am actually making the engine temp cooler. All I did was just a very, very little bit of the outside to make a top line move work there. Look at Truex up there hanging that thing out. Got ourselves a scrap. And I'm also in a not very good position for a car that is running the risk of overheating because I'm up in a big old gaggle of cars having to run in their dirty air. And just get up on in there. Whoa, Joe Nemechek. Keep it together. Greg Biffle almost ran to the back of him because he was starting to come to pit road. All right, if I can just get this engine temp beneath 240, I would just love it. Just going to very slowly get this thing off into the corner and just try to cool this thing down. Look at Kurt Busch just getting instantly stalled out by David Ruderman. All right, engine temp is beneath 240. I still need to work on it more, but I'm doing a pretty decent job at working with the temps. Truex, I swear to God, this guy. Now, as you know, I could run way, way harder than this and continuously make up time on the field, but I'm trying to keep this car cool, and I'm actually still down a lap because Kyle Busch is on the racetrack. Engine's back into an acceptable temperature range, finally in the green instead of the red. Travis Pastrana is really going slow now. Like I'm going to have to pass him. Still ended up screwing with him and putting him in the wall.
1 lap behind. Inside.
David Gilliland, you did the same thing Joe Nemechek did.
Inside's clear.
It's going to go over about as well.
We're in a good position. If the caution comes out, you're the lucky dog. Low side's clear. Clear low.
He saved it. I'll give him credit. Also way overheated the engine by doing that. By the way, Kyle Busch has yet to pit, so I'm actually impressed with the strategy he's taken. The funny thing is, even with a car that's kind of admittedly slow and experiencing engine overheating issues, I'm still actually gapping Carl Edwards. I guess he might be hung up in lap traffic, but either way, I'm still faster than him, which is kind of pathetic on his part. I wonder if Kyle Busch, though, is going to become the first AI in this game to say, screw the conservativeness on the pit strategy and just stay out for every single lap and win. because honestly, it's looking like he's going to do that. That would be so ridiculous if he just breaks every norm and just says, screw it, I don't have to pit. I can make 80 laps. Just gonna dive it in underneath. Thank you very much. They kept it together. Don't worry about it. Kyle Busch really is trying to just make the whole race on one stint, isn't he? That would be epic if he actually pulls this off. It will be the revenge of the AI. Yeah, this car is no longer making corners happen. I'm just taking the very, very far high line. I am so impressed with this Kyle Busch strategy right now. I wonder if it's like a state of mind. Like, if the AIs don't know that they have to pit, then they just don't have to.
Got one working the top. Looks like you've worn the right tire down.
Have I? Well, yeah, of course, but not to where you'd have to really tell me about it.
One up top.
I'm not making that corner.
Slow part of the blown tire ahead of us.
Kyle Busch just blew a tire. Couldn't do it.
You're inside.
Pulled the Truex strategy like he did at Pocono. See ya, Kyle. He couldn't make the 80 laps happen, although I'm proud of him for at least trying. Normally the AIs wouldn't even try. And this car is just like there's nothing left. And I'm just going to cruise around so I don't wreck. Mark Martin, please keep it down there.
You're good high. He's coming on the inside.
Because this car is handling like complete and total garbage right now. I need to just not overheat the engine.
Cleared out low.
There's the lead.
Pass, buddy. Okay, make it count.
So I feel bad for Kyle Busch. I was kind of hoping that his like ultimate strategy would actually pay off, because that just would have been hilarious. But you know, dreams don't always come true. Sure, like, you know, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series is a thing again. That's a dream that did come true. But Kyle Busch being able to win, not going to happen. Ooh, did I just give a position to Travis? Am I rigging this for him? I think I gave him the spot on Mark Martin. I just went for a masterful dive right there. I'm trying to drag him back to Travis to see if the 6 car could get that spot. So here it come, white flag, race official.
This is what we work for. You got it. No one's going to touch you out here today.
Dive on in.
Car outside, at your door.
Kurt caught the wall. That's going to be at least one spot for Travis, I'd like to think. He should be smart enough to get that. Nope, not smart enough. All right, another win. It's like clockwork at this point.
Great job, man. Great job. Man, I just hope you saved enough fuel for your burnout.
You gonna get anybody? One, got him.
Don't need any mistakes, Dave.
25 wins, 26 races.
Soak it up.
I don't have anything to complain about. Wonder how that chase grid looks. I still didn't give Truex the shot that he deserved after I run it. I gave David Gilliland the shot. Actually, I have mad respect for him, being able to not wreck it. But me and Truex will be getting into each other at some point. All right, time for the victory lap. Don't pit. Do not pit. I made the lap. I have at least accomplished something. I'm going to try to blow it up. It still lives.
Way to go.
Oh, it caught on fire before I hit the wall. Either way, we did it. Got him, too. So that completes the regular season. 25 wins, 26 starts. Nothing but success.
It doesn't get much better than that. Now let's keep it going for the next race.
You see, RGM is just basking in all the wealth and riches that you get from winning this many races just to have the funding to form Stadium Super Trucks. But anyway, I won again. I really respect Kyle Busch's strategy for trying to make the whole race without even pitting, but blew right front with like 6 laps to go, so his chance was over. That was pretty much his only chance to make the chase, wasn't it? Because if he would have won, he would have got a wild card spot, because I don't think he was in the top 10. Anyway, look at our best lap. I mean, I was the only one sub 22 seconds, so we were a lot faster than the field. Carl Edwards second. Dennis up here. Top 10 makes sense. Clint Boyer, I don't think, caused Spingate. Greg Biffle, 15th position. Kind of fell off there. So Travis Pastrana finished 20th. So I actually kind of gifted him a top 20 by getting Mark Martin out of his way, and Kyle Busch actually finished 22nd. Still a really good attempt at winning. I can give him the credit for that, because that's the first time, other than kinda sorta Truex at Pocono, even though that was just dumb. This was a legitimate try by the AIs to win the race through strategy, if you can call not pitting at all a strategy, but still, it was a good try. David Reagan, 29th. As we all know, he did not make the chase. Last place finisher, Joe Nemechek. Also, David Gilliland, after I put him into the Tokyo Drift, he finished down in 40th. So have a look. The chase grid has been set. With our 25 wins in 26 races, we have a 75-point advantage above absolutely everyone in the chase to begin it. So once you get over that comedy right there, you realize Greg Biffle set second, and everybody else technically set second too, because they're all matched at 2,000. We got Biffle, Brad Keselowski, Matt Kenseth, Martin Truex Jr., Dale Jr., Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Dennis, Jamie McMurray, Marcos Ambrose, and Carl Edwards. That is your chase grid for 2013. It's unfortunate Pastrana didn't make it. You know, running top 15 in points is way, way above expectation. I thought he'd be like 30th. Anyway, I'm most proud probably of Marcos making the chase with 10 top 10s. I did not expect that. I mean, he's got 4 more top 10s than Carl Edwards. Meanwhile, 43 car, Eric Almirola, 37th in points. Yeah, David Reagan clearly did not make the chase grid, 29th in points still, but he will be forever remembered as the other winner. Joe Nemechek still the worst guy in the Cup Series field. Michael McDowell, 5 top 10s. That's crazy. Travis Kvapil is the only person to even start a race that does not have a top 10 at least once this season. I guess the goal of the chase becomes get Travis Kvapil a top 10 at this point. So anyway, that does it for the final edition of the regular season of the Robby Gordon, championship mode, or whatever you want to call it. Only 10 races and 10 videos left in this whole series, so you got to enjoy it while it lasts. Once we get done with Homestead, it's off to Stadium Super Trucks for Robby. I wonder who's going to buy out all the Cup Series equipment that RGM is going to have to sell off. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I've got a Patreon set up as well. Keep your eyes out for the final 10 editions of the Robby Gordon season mode and whatever else I come up with for this channel. Most likely going to have different type content coming after I'm done with the final 10 videos of this series, but I'm just saying that to make sure I don't look dumb if I do decide to release something different in the time from this video to the end of the championship race in Homestead.